Hey, what's up, fellas? And maybe one or two girls out there that might watch my videos, but I don't know about that. Anyway, it's Brian. I'm back. Um, hmm, why am I back? Oh wait, I'm back to reply to comments on my last video. Let's start at the bottom. Um, a comment from Charlie Effects. It says great pickups, man. Thanks a whole lot for answering my question and giving me some tips as well. I'm actually uploading my first video. Haha, keep up the good work. No problem, man. Just the more you do these videos, I think the less nervous you'll get, and the more you'll relax and become yourself. So don't worry about it, buddy. Just do it. You'll get used to it. Next up, Carnage Man 99 says I cut Axis after issue 1. Axis Carnage, go figure, and Hobgoblin are the only Axis on my list. I subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. One of these days when I actually have some more time, I'll get to watching some of your videos as well as Charlie's. As you can see by that pile behind me, that's just a small pile of books that I've got to get to reading. Otherwise, what's the point of buying them? I I like the artwork and all that. I like to have nice, pretty covers, but I mean, I love that. But I read my books, so I just don't see the point in buying them if I'm not going to read them. All right, next up is Mike, Mr. Vin Crew, 12,000. Hey, terrific words of wisdom to Charlie regarding making videos. I'm still nervous doing mine. LOL. With always laughing at me about the thumbnail. I thought you got suckered into the butt book. I'm actually more excited about the variant to issue 2. Let me know what you think of Wonder Woman, and that black and white looks awesome. I haven't actually got to read Wonder Woman 36 yet, but I've seen some videos, and it seems like a lot of folks out there are very unhappy with it. I think the artwork is beautiful. I like his work. I like David Finch's work. But yeah, I do agree, and I said it in my last video. He makes her look too much like a child. She's an Amazon warrior. She's supposed to be hard, not all rounded, soft faced. Um, yeah, Mike, don't worry about it. The more you do the videos, the more comfortable you become. The thumbnail, yeah, dude. I just put the thumbnail up there so I wanted people to see what it, just so they could see what I was talking about. As I didn't buy that issue or that cover because I'm not paying $100 for hype that's covered up by a title. And then I haven't seen the cover for issue 2 yet, the variants for issue 2 yet, so keep my eye out for it. And as far as that black and white, yeah, I love it. It's gonna stick in my collection for a bit. All right, we got Adam up next. Adam says, "Hey, buddy, great haul. Totally agree about the Spider Woman #1 front cover. Lux wants in one of her books is weird looking. Yes, definitely. I'm really looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy book that actually has storyline about them. I sit and wait. Adam, I think we're all going to be sitting and waiting for a while. Holy shit, did you read the most recent issue of Nova? Fuck, that book. I don't know. I'll have to dig around here and see if I can find it so I remind myself and bitch about it. Last is Tim Morant, and Tim says, awesome stuff, bud. That's it. Thanks, Tim. Thanks for watching. Now, before I get into comic books, I got a question for you guys, and it is regarding something an email I got from somebody on YouTube. I'm not even sure how you pronounce this, but anyways, they're like, hello, you've got a very nice channel, and we love what you are doing with it. Your channel is now eligible to join the YouTube Partner Program, blah, 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 blah. And they go on to mention some stuff about, if you earn $1, we pay you $1. Ownership, you own your channel and content. We are your technology partner, content ID, blah, blah. So, my question is to some of you other guys who've, been around a bit and you've gotten quite a few views and this and that and the other. It seems to me like, correct me if I'm wrong, but this sounds like another Nigerian prince shooting me emails here. Yeah, if any of you guys could fill me in on your experience with getting emails like this, because I've gotten 2 of them in the last couple of weeks. I mean, honestly, I don't think my videos garner that much attention out there. I mean, I think I hit 100 subscribers, but thankfully somebody dropped off, and I think I'm down to 98 now. So no contest for you yet. So yeah, I'm just really kind of curious about that. It seems to me like it's probably a big old scam. So now, do the comic books, because that's what I'm here for. That's what you're here for. Yada yada yada. So, I'll show off some stuff I bought yesterday. I went to buy a postal scale because I couldn't find mine, and I started eBaying more of my more comics to try to make up to catch up on my page 1 fund. I'll get to that in a minute too. So anyways, I went to Walmart to buy a postal scale. I couldn't find one, so I went to Toys R Us. Wasn't looking for one there. I was just looking at toys for Christmas. And then from there, I wandered over to the used bookstore that I like so much. And I dug around the bins and I pulled out some, nothing super great, but I pulled out a little bit of stuff. I'm going to start off with this book here. It's The Avengers 295. It's The Domination of Druid. And I might already have this, but it just reminds me of the Dinobots, and I thought it was cool. So I paid $1 for 99 cents for it. So I was happy with that buy. Then, I picked up a little something for a buddy of mine. He's got all kind. One of these days, I'm gonna have to try to get him to. I'm gonna have to take my camera to work and hope that he shows up. And I'm gonna have to. Actually, I'm just gonna have to get him to gather together some of his books that he'd like to jabber about, because my friend he's very he's a history professor, and he's very articulate, and he's got all kinds of like history of comic books and this and that and the other. I'm trying to talk him into. I need to get him to make a guest appearance on my channel, and maybe I can get him to start doing his own channel, or maybe whatever. So anyway, he's got this thing for covers and different things that happen on covers. Like if it doesn't matter what's inside the book. If say there's a character on the cover reading a comic book, that's a category for him, and he'll pick it up. So he's got another thing where he likes playing cards. So I picked up this copy of Justice League America number 43 because of the playing cards. They're Justice League members on playing cards. So I thought he'd dig that, so I picked it up for him. Then I picked up, just because the covers are beautiful, and I'm not sure who did it, but I think it is probably that Cliff Chang character. Anyway, it's JLA 122 and 123. Paid a whopping 99 cents for each of these. Good deal. And then I found some more DC stuff, and this cover's awesome. I really like. It's Catwoman. It's issue 58 from 2006. I really like the artwork, and I really like Zatanna, although I've never really read much that has her in it. That's why that one caught my eye, and this one caught my eye too, because it's really, really freaking cool too. It's Catwoman number 79, and I like how the artist incorporated it into the street signs there. Those two cost me 99 cents a piece. And then for these next books, I paid $3 a piece for them. Yeah, I know, from a used bookstore, but they were not just bagged but boarded. $3 for Preacher number 6 and number 8. Oh, covered Tulip's face up there, but that's her. Preacher number 9 and wait a minute. Did I say 8? Yeah. So it was 6, 8, and 9. For some reason, they had a $6, $6.50 price tag on number 7, so I left it there. Issue 10, Jesse got his ass stomped. And then this crazy bitch in a wheelchair on the cover of 12. It's just flying. Reminds me of, okay, so this reminds me of the Gremlins when they hotwired the old lady's chair and sent her flying out the damn window, because if you look, you can see from the house right here, the old biddy came flying out of there. Picked up one more book at the used bookstore, and it was shit. I don't remember how much I paid for this. I think I paid $2 for it. Yeah, I paid $2.99 for it. Can you guess what it is? Oh, there it is. It's Mylar bag. That's what it is. Anyways, it's Suicide Squad number 2. Paid $2.99. So I was happy with that. And I don't know why that's there. So I've got 3 more books to show off at the moment. So it was Saturday. I worked another. Actually, I got another book to show. I got a bunch of books to show off still. My bad. I'll show you those in a minute. So I worked the shop show. It's a local show that takes place every month or every couple of months, and we just take some books and sell them. And so, well, I work the show. Every once in a while, I wander away from the booth and I check out what the other vendors have, and I BS with them. So I was talking to one cat, and this guy, oh my god, he has got the most amazing freaking books. He's got weird science. He's got all kinds of stuff from the 50s. He's got stuff all the way up till now. But what really caught my eye was the Mighty Avengers issue 62 that I paid $45 for it. He had a $55 price tag on it, but he let me have it for $45, knocked $10 off for me. And it really is in nice shape. I'm very happy to have this book because, as most of you know, I haven't mentioned it in a long time, but in case you didn't know, I'm making an attempt at completing a complete run of the Avengers Volume 1. Yeah, I know. I'm really going to have to start selling some other shit books so I can afford a shit copy of issue 1. Now, speaking to another vendor, and he had at the beginning of the show, I was like, hey, how much you got on that book there? And he's like, it's a $20 book. And I'm like, all right. So later on at the end of the show, I was like, it's a $20 book. I still got money in my pocket because I really didn't buy much. And I was like, hey, dude, okay, let me have that copy of such and such. And so he's like, is it for you or is it for the store? I'm like, no, it's for me. It's for my collection. He's like, $12. So I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm not arguing with that. So anyways, for $12, I got Gotham City Sirens number 5 with old Harley Quinn on the cover. I'm very happy with that book. I'm actually made a good sized dent in that run of books. Now this last book, so let's see here. Oh, back in the day, way back in the day of the Great Baltimore Comic Con of 2014. I think it was a couple months ago. Anyway, so I'm working the booth, and this guy comes up and he's like, hey, you got such and such, and with the such and such logo on it, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I've never heard of this, and it's so weird and strange that, like, go away, dude, because I don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, the guy, he did his thing, whatever, shopped around a bit, and then he came back the next day, and he brought up the same thing again. I'm like, man, what is up with this guy and these weird books he's mentioned? He sounds like so-and-so off of YouTube. Because I was figuring, there's somebody on YouTube who's very informative, awesome collection. Anyways, he lives up in Maryland. So I was like, man, it sounds like so-and-so as far as the things he was asking about. And then as if we're talking, I'm like, it dawned on me that indeed it was the same person. And so anyways, he was asking about the Fury of Firestorm with the Superman Comics test logo. And I'd never even heard of it. So anyways, we got to talking, and yeah, most of you guys already know I'm talking about Matt Comic Quarter. So because I happen to be fortunate enough to run into Matt and spend some time talking to him at the show, I learned about this book right here. And I never would have had any freaking idea about this book, and like I would have just thumbed through this box at the show this weekend and never had any idea what it was, or I'd be like, whatever. Um, but it's a really cool book to pick up just because it's Test logo. They only did it on this and a cover of JLA or Justice League book. I don't know if it's Justice League or Justice League of America or Justice League of the International Grand Poobahs or something. I don't know. But anyways, um, because of Matt's video and not only his videos, but because of running into him and like I said, being fortunate enough to talk to him and get to know him a little bit, he introduced me to this. And so, Matt, thank you very much for letting me know about this really, really cool piece of comic book history right here. Um, the corners, ooh, the back cover along the top has got a little bit of booger stuff going on. Not booger, but like a little bit of like somebody did that to the back cover a little bit. It's not torn, but it's just a little messed up. But anyways, and then it's got, I don't think you can really see it so much. It's got a little bit of spine stress right by the staple. But other than that, this book is, check out the corners. And yeah, you can't see it. Hold on, let me move myself over here so that I can see. Yeah, that's better. So anyways, the corners, you can't really see them that well on here, but these corners are pretty sharp. Anyway, so Matt, thank you for introducing me to this. Wouldn't have known about it without you, man. Okay, so I was talking about Nova being crap. I don't remember what the freaking heck I was talking about now. Yeah, well, not important. So anyway, moving on. I picked this up a couple of weeks ago, actually, but I haven't really been showing off a lot of new books. So the all new Captain America came out, and as you know, when it was announced that Captain America was going to be replaced with Mr. Sam Wilson, the Falcon, it was on the Colbert Report, and old Stephen Colbert is like angling for the job. Well, guess what? He's now the Falcon. Ta-da! Anyway, so I picked this up just because I think Colbert is one of the funniest people on TV right now, and I've enjoyed his show for quite some time. Now I've got, nope. I don't know what I did with my Nova book, but it seemed pretty disappointing. So, but a book that wasn't exactly disappointing. It wasn't super thrilling, but I think it has a lot of potential. That I picked up. I think this is like 2 weeks old now, but picked up The Kitchen, issue number 1. Before I even picked this up, I'd read about it. I think I read about this in previews, and the basic gist is these 3 ladies here, their husbands. It's in Hell's Kitchen in like the 70s, I believe, and their husbands are like Irish mobster tough guys, and all 3 of them go away at the same time. And I don't mean they go on a vacation; they go to prison. So while they're in prison, Blondie there is picking up the cash for her husband, and she's noticing that it's all light. And then she goes to visit one of these other 2. I think it's this one. She goes to visit her. She asks her how she's getting on, and this and that and the other, and talking. And she asks her if she's making the pickups for her husband, and she's like, no. She's like, Jesus, you're fucking stupid. Come on, let's go get so and so, because if you're not doing it, she's probably not doing it. Let's go get your loot. So they do that. And part of it is she tells a little story about the first time she went out with her husband, and some dude made a joke about his shoes, and so he took a knife to the throat for it, and this and that and the other. So long story short, she ends up blasting some dude with a gun, and that's the end of that issue. So if you like mobsters, gangster kind of stories, this might be up your alley. I liked it. Like I said, it wasn't super spectacular, but it was pretty good. One moment, please. Alright, so here's something I'd like to show you and talk about a little bit. You know how that Stuart Immonen character, artist guy who I really like quite a bit, and I've talked a lot of shit about how I never really recognized or noticed his stuff before because, you know, back in the day when I was reading comics, his stuff sucked and I really didn't like it, so I never took notice of him. I'm going to retract that a little bit here because I just stumbled upon something that I had back in the day and I just replaced them, but I didn't realize that it was his work and I didn't realize it was him because I didn't pay attention to the name, but the work is really good. And his name is Stuart Immonen, and he did some work with a character named Busiek, I think is how you say his name, you know, that Kurt Busiek. Anyway, they collaborated together on an image title named Shock Rockets. It's a little bit old, as you can tell by just the $2.50 price tag. Which, alright, so here's the thing, man. These books came out in 2000, and they have a $2.50 price tag. A lot of image books now have like a $2.99 price tag. Yeah, like a lot of image books have a $2.99 price tag, but I'll be damned if Marvel and DC aren't just gouging us, man. What the fuck? So anyways, back to what I really want to talk about. Shock Rockets. So the story takes place in a future planet or a future Earth, and it's a post alien invasion planet, and this kid here, I don't remember his name because I've already forgotten it. It's Alejandro something or other. Anyways, he lives like in LA, and his family, not a lot of money, this, that, and the other, but you see these ships up here, they're the Shock Rockets, and they're funded by not just the government, but by corporations, and they show up and they help, you know, they defeat rebels and this and that and the other, so they're what everybody aspire to or look up to. So anyways, he builds himself a little junk transporter. It looks like a crotch rocket that flies through the air. Anyway, he goes and happens to see them in a fight, and he sees one of them take a dirt nap, and he goes and he helps the pilot into the back seat, and he flies the ship, and turns out the ship's bond with their pilots, and so because he's flying it, the ship kind of lets the other dude go, and he dies. And so each issue is told pretty much from the point of view of, you know, he's got his say, and then the other characters are introduced in each issue, and you get more of their story. So this is issue 2. It's really, really good. The writing is really good. Here's issue 3. Immonen did an amazing job on the artwork. Here's issue 4. Like, this issue was mostly told by this little midget guy here, who's basically he's like the AMO, or the aviation maintenance officer in a squadron. He's the officer who's in charge of the maintenance on the aircraft, and is supposed to know everything about him, this, that, and the other. So issue 4 is told from his point of view. I hadn't read these since like 2000 when they first came off the newsstand. I just happened to find these in back issue bins at work for a buck, so I picked up all 6. Yeah, there's 6 of them. So I picked up all 6 of them. I read the first 4. I need to read issues 5, and I need to read 6 still again. But yeah, so if you stumble across these in a $1 bin or a 50-cent bin, or if you're super lucky, a 25-cent bin, I really recommend picking them up. They're really a good read, and you can't really beat a good read for a cheap price. So, what do I want to talk about now? I don't think I really have anything to talk about. I think I'm running out of talky stuff. So, thanks for bullshitting with me for a little bit, folks. Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna think about a contest and maybe actually do it. Not to garner views, but just because I'm really close in on the the milestone of subscribers. So, oh, there was another dude. Excuse me, folks. I want to say thank you to somebody who did subscribe. I don't know if he's still on board with me, but give me a second. Okay, so here he is. This cat's name is. I'm gonna get this wrong. I'm sure I will, but I think his name is Kingpin PKR 316. I briefly watched one of his videos just to see what he's about. Seems like he's got a lot of cool stuff going on. But like I said, between piles of books I haven't read and work and school, I barely have time to keep up with my hobby, let alone trying to I barely have time to make videos, let alone sitting and watching everybody's. I do have a few of you guys that I do try to watch on a regular basis, but there's only so many hours in the day, and I like to sleep a lot. So hey, anyways, folks, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with me. Later.